So today I want to look at the grid and the marker bar. They are the ones that are up here. These numbers that you see here, it runs all the way up there, and then there's a second one up there. So right click on it, and then you can remove the second one, or you can add the second one. The purpose of the grid bar is so that you can be able to control all objects that are in your arranger, so that you can be able to snap objects together, so that you can be able to see your bars and beats or minutes or seconds, where it ends, where it starts, where it stops, and so on. So the grid bar is very helpful in you being able to manipulate whatever objects are in your arranger here. You can control the grid bar by snap and grid setup. You can go up here, and then you can select sample rate. I just leave it as it is. You can change the project start time, project length. You can change all that here on the grid bar. Snap to, I usually highlight, and then show grid. Bars and beats, you can select and change them up here, hours and minutes. I usually leave them at bars. Let's select hours and minutes. Save as default, highlight that so that anything that you change here will be saved. Lock recorded objects. What I usually do is I uncheck it. If you check it, then what it means that all your audio that you are recording is going to be classified as one. If you move one up or down, or you change one, everything is going to move together. If you have a vocal and a guitar and a keyboard, then what is going to happen, if you have checked here as lock recorded objects or group objects after multi-recording, all your vocal, your guitar and your keyboard is going to be treated as one. So you need to come up here and then uncheck that. Click OK, and then you'll see that whatever you selected in your setup, in your grid setup, will become what you are going to work on. So in this case, let's remove that, and then we can come up here, and then we can say bars and beats, and then select as default. We can change our time here, BPM here if we want to. All right, and then as you can see, everything changes or snaps into beats and bars. Up here I can select, I want hours and minutes, so that I can see how long my project is. All right, and then what you can be able to do also is up here, the marker bar is up, the gray one here above the numbers. That's the marker bar. So you can right click on it, and then you can start to set your markers. You can start to click and set your markers. As you can see, there is the marker set up there, that little one up there, and then you can come up here again, and then you click it up and then set there, and then you can set the markers up there, and then you can name that this is the verse, and then you can name your markers as you want into different parts or sections of your song. And then you can be able also to delete the markers. You can be able to go to different markers by clicking up here to your verse or so. You can delete all your markers, delete there, and that's it. So thank you. In this section, I want to look at the transport console. I think the transport console is the most important window in the VIP workspace. So you have your normal play and stop and rewind and record buttons up here. This is for monitoring the signal that's coming out. This is for looping. If you select a loop up here, you can be able to loop. If you highlight it, then it will loop in this area here. But if it's not highlighted, it won't loop. Then you have your click metronome up here. You can select, I usually just check all of these buttons up here up to here, and then I place a 1 in there, because then it's a pre-count before the actual recording. So you'll have 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4 record. Then you start recording after the first measure. All right, and then you can also select your keyboard up here and so on, and you can also select the different beats that you want in your click metronome or in your metronome. Just click OK, then everything is saved. Up here you have got your recording mode. The standard mode is usually what's used mostly, but you can also use others. When you've selected the standard mode, then what happens is that you can be able to record a track while all the other tracks are playing. Record independently playback mode. What happens is that you will be recording that track that you have selected without the playback being active. So you can record something and then re-record something while it is active or while it's busy playing there. So, and then up here you have got the time signature, the BPM as well, and then up here you have got basically whatever in the grid lines here, whatever you have selected up here. So let me go to beats and bars. That is what is shown here. And if I want my cursor to come, for example, on a different place, I can highlight that and then I can select that so that my cursor can play at a different place. You can see that the loop there has been changed in the selection. So I can do my changes up here. So if it's minutes that I've selected up here, you can see my hours, minutes, and seconds here. So I can go and change where I want the cursor to start or where I want the play to start, similar to what we did previously there as well. So that is it with the transport console. Welcome to the last section of this introductory videos. We are going to go into the second part, the track editor. So as you can see up here, you have got the track itself. So this one here is your track. All of this one, track 2 and so on. And then every track has got a track editor, which is here behind. You can unhide it by going to view and then going to track editor, or you can use the shortcut Ctrl-Alt-Shift-E, and then you can remove it from view if you do not want to see it. In this video, we want to see it, so let's go here. And the important thing about this track editor is that if you have minimized your track, for example, let's minimize this one, you can be able to have all your different knobs and settings that you want to do. Instead of going to the mixer down here or clicking M, instead of doing that and then working on that track, I will just use the track editor, and whatever I do here, I can reduce my volume, increase my volume, pen left, right. I can be able to do that on this track, and then select mono or unselect that, add effects or copy effects, load them up from here, and then I can be able to select MIDI or so change that to a MIDI track and so on. I can be able to do my automation up here. The T stands for touch automation. That means that I can be able to use, for example, if my track is up here, let's just select an effect here, an automation that we want. Let's go for volume. So if it's playing, then what will happen is that basically I can be able to move my mouse up here, and then I can be able to control my automation. If I've selected touch here, I can be able to go and select and change my volume settings as I want it to, where I want my audio to be loud. So that's by touch. By right, I cannot be able to do that when that is selected. I should come and manually, I should click up there, and then let's just go here and then select the cursor for draw volume curves, and then select that, select there, and then go down and select everything by writing, and then the cursor player will or the player will follow that through. And then you can do with that with pen as well, different things as well. You can insert your MIDI. And then you can also be able to add plugins here, load up plugins, and then you can be able to send your signal to an aux as well. You can be able to EQ and add up different settings up there, and then you can also be able to write in there. Usually I like writing in the type of chords that I am using. It's a G, it's a D, it's an E minor, it's a C. Okay, that's for the verse, and then I go down, all right, G, E minor, and then C, D. Okay, that's for the chorus, for example. And then I can hide that so that every next time when I open the window and I'm wondering what chords was I playing there, then I can just go back here and I can see what type of chords I was playing. Good. So thank you very much. That's the track editor.